In most societies, free markets have been accused of exploiting labor, with a large claim that it only tends to reduce human efforts to mere costs and profit margins. But is this really the case? For one might wonder, why do some jobs pay more than others? Well, it's about how markets work. Because at the heart of markets, there lies a fundamental principle, which is value, which later resonate to the widely observed trade in goods and services. However, this value is not just a number seen from the surface. It is a reflection of countless interactions and decisions made by individuals and businesses. Labor, just like any other commodity, must win its place in the competitive market on the basis of value. It's not about fairness or emotion. Labor is valued based on supply, demand, and the skills required in the market. For that matter, when certain labor is abundant and doesn't need specialized skills, it becomes cheap. On the other hand, when a certain kind of labor requires unique expertise or experience, then that labor becomes scarce and therefore more expensive in the market. Cheap labor doesn't mean being less important. It's about being more available. If there are a lot of people who can do a job, and also the skills needed for that job are basic, the market tends to value that work for less. On the other hand, jobs that need special training or talent and harder to fill, that labor commands a higher price in the market. The market's valuation is a reflection of demand, not a measure of personal worth or hard work as often assumed by many. Because the market reflects the demand for the skills, not the value of their humanity, and it does so fairly, objectively, and without bias. That is the market's natural way of balancing resources. Nothing more, nothing less. In that instance, feelings and perceptions do not dictate the value of labor, but market forces do. Nevertheless, critics of free trade often mistake market efficiency for exploitation, arguing that businesses tend to squeeze labor for profit. However, such a claim disregards the market's self-regulating nature, where labor is free to move, negotiate, and also seek better opportunities. Workers also have the power to choose which employers deserve the labor they are to offer on the basis of fair terms and agreements. Just a moment, let's look at what happens when the government steps in to disrupt this market system and sets a minimum wage. Even though the idea is to ensure that everyone earns a fair wage, the unintended effects are disastrous. Because when wages are set above the market rate, so do the operational costs. Or else entrepreneurs are most likely to hire fewer workers or turn to automation to cut costs. On the other hand, businesses might also have to raise prices on products or services to cover the set wages, yet higher prices can scare away customers, thus poor trade performance. Even in instances when the consumers adapt to the increased costs, there is a reduction in the purchasing power of everyone, which in the end contributing to inflation in the market. In the end, while minimum wages aim to protect workers, they can also disrupt the natural flow of the market, impacting overall economic development. However, it's highly important to understand and appreciate how market forces interact, because free markets are not about exploitation. They're about efficiency, opportunity, and the fair valuation of labor. Let's understand that before we only judge it for evil. Thanks for watching.